No pressure.
No pressure at all.
Hey!
So before we, that's definitely going to stay in.
I hope so.
Before we get started, one thing that we want to do, can everyone say their name, their pronouns, and where they're from?
I will start. Hi, everyone. My name is Andrew Bishop. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. I go by he, him, and I am from northern Kentucky / Cincinnati area.
And he will be our game master for tonight.
The game master. That's right. I have a role.
The rest of us don't know it yet. I am Jackson. I go by he, him, his. And I am from Indianapolis, but I am currently in Cincinnati.
I am Neil Batra. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio. I go by he, him, his. And that is all I have to say.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I go by he, him, his. I'm from the west side of Cincinnati, as it is the best side.
Ooh, starting waves.
Huh.
Before we start, we want to go over some of the safety precautions that we have put into place to protect all the players here. We use what is called the controller system. So you can either rewind. If you say rewind, that means that we are going to backtrack a little bit if you're uncomfortable with what's going on during the game. You can pause so that we can talk about what's going on in the game and figure out what to do. Or you can fast forward if you still want the thing that is happening to happen, but you don't want it to be described. Does anyone have any questions on that? Perfect.
Yeah. Essentially, the idea behind this is we want to make sure that if we're going into any sensitive topics, we just respect it. You never know, because we're improvising a lot of it will come out, and we don't want to upset anybody. Never feel like you have to explain yourself. We're just going to take your word for it, which is why we have the system.
Yep.
Or I say we have the system. We took the system very graciously from Kids with Bikes because they put it into the book here. It was very nice of them. Yeah.
And I think that you'll go over this, Andrew, but we're also going to go through and ask anyone who is playing or the game master himself what topics we would like to avoid tonight so that we can avoid any sensitive topics for our players.
Sure. Yeah. So we kind of did this last time. The one that I'm pretty partial to is I don't want to approach anything with race, and I don't particularly want to approach anything with explicit sexuality. So if we do anything, it'll be like a fade to black or very light. Maybe we'll do a flash for it. We joked about this. Did we get that in the recording last time?
I don't remember.
I'm gonna cut to tasteful imagery, like they did in older movies.
A slow pan to a window.
Yeah, and there's like the sea going on in the background.
Crashing shoreline.
And then they wake up in the next morning with their sheets on.
Perhaps smoking a cigarette,
Yeah. Okay,
like it.
So does anybody else have anything? Jeff, do you want to move over from, or do you want to take what you had from last week, same thing this week?
Yeah, that was just kind of going into excruciating detail about excessive gore. Like, we can talk about someone getting their head chopped off, maybe perhaps impaling, but I don't want to know about their viscera and or entrails.
Smart one. Neil?
Having studied too much anatomy, yeah, that's a call out. No, I'm kidding. So actually exactly the same as Bishop in terms of race, explicit sexuality. That was actually like pretty much the only two, like even on stage and improv, like we kind of avoid those topics. We don't really want to make anybody uncomfortable on those terms. So that's something that those two I definitely like to avoid.
Mm-hmm. And everyone hit the ones that I was going to say.
Cool. So now,
Except for clowns.
No clowns.
We didn't talk about clowns. That means we all need to just give up.
No clowns.
Right?
Fade to black on my screen.
So we'll start with the process overview for the game. So what we're doing right now is character creation. With Kids with Bikes, you can make a character in this small town. So we're going to develop our characters, develop a town, and then develop our relationships with each other and the town. So the first thing it's got here is we're just starting with the physical characters themselves. Neil, you said you were going to go with the trope. Is anybody else going with the trope?
Oh, if we're going Scooby-Doo.
Oh, we're starting with the characters this time?
Did we start with the town last time?
I think we started with the town last time.
We can go either way.
I don't care either way. It actually makes
Yeah.
it more fun not knowing where we'll be placed.
Sure. Let's start
Yeah.
with the characters, just because I was the rule book is sitting right here, and
Oh,
I'm
if
just
it's
gonna
rules
follow
written.
it. I
Yeah.
know. Oh my God, are we gonna be? Yeah, I'm gonna rules lawyer you to death on a game that I don't understand. So like, I just understand I'm right emotionally.
Does,
You know?
Does anyone really understand the rules? But you know the rules, and so do I.
Are we human? Are we cancer?
Yeah, if we're doing Scooby Doo, I can be a laid back slacker again. Zoinks.
Like
Laid-back slacker. I like it.
Okay.
Neil,
Neil-
which one did you say you were doing?
Funny sidekick.
Got a slacker and a sidekick going. So Jackson.
Crap! I need to be the. Am I going to be the alpha again?
I think you do.
For anyone that didn't see
Dang
last
it.
week, we essentially did, what was it, Chad and Dexter? Face.
Either
Yes,
that, or
we
we
did.
all go with like
Ooh,
very low characters.
Are we looking for our alpha character? We're just the side characters. We're like looking for Freddy.
Oh God! All we found is his ascot. We need to find. We need to find the rest of him.
Zoinks, I need these
Wait,
food
hold on.
snacks,
So,
bro.
so Neil, you're going with what was
Funny
it?
sidekick.
Funny sidekick.
That's who I am in real life.
You're going with loner weirdo, Jeff.
No, he's going.
the laid back slacker.
Oh, slacker. Sorry,
Sorry.
I had that
I-
up. That's why I thought of it.
I do know that it is a character archetype, but I felt like you really called him out right there, and I don't think.
I feel so honestly attacked right now.
In that case, I will be the loner weirdo.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are we playing teens or kids?
Or you could play adults too.
We could play adults.
I think
Although,
the laid back slacker is only a teen.
is it only a teen?
But there can also be the adult version. So yeah, I'll go either way on that.
Children don't understand enough to be laid back.
Yeah. They haven't gone through the dredges of high school yet.
So
Yeah,
are we saying
feel free to be, for all three of you. You don't have to stick in the same age range if you don't want to. You can be whatever you want.
I think I'm gonna go teen loner weirdo.
I'll go teen laid back slacker then.
Developed my humor as a teenager, so teen funny sidekick.
I think our archetypes are all in a row.
Wait, do we all have the same stats? It doesn't even matter. We're gonna do it.
I mean, yeah, like I have a D20 in flight, so I can talk us out of things if we need to because I'm so laid back.
So for Neil and the audience watching, essentially there are 6 stats that you have, and you'll be asked to make rolls on them. It's not so much like D&D where you'll be doing perception checks for basically everything. Like you do tons of checks in D&D. There are less checks in Kids with Bikes. It's more of we just kind of let stuff roll narratively, and then when there's some moment of tension, that's when we call for rolls. And you'll kind of see what I mean by that. So like I'm not going to ask you to roll to climb up on the ledge if you're trying to scout somewhere out, but I might make you have a roll in case you get caught by somebody, and then you got to talk your way out of it. A lot of these stats they're not just single things. They're pretty broad by their definitions. The 6 stats are brains, brawn, flight, fight, charm, and grit. These can be used either physically or socially or conversationally. So something like brawn, it's obviously it's essentially your physicality, not how well you fight, but like can you take a punch? Are you big? And you can use that to say, hey, I want to lift a heavy boulder. Or you could also use brawn to try to intimidate somebody because you're so big. So it's not, same thing with flight. Flight could be running away from somebody, or it could be trying to verbally just talk your way out of something. Like, oh, that is both under that idea of flight.
Doing work.
When you pick these characters,
don't go well.
right? When you pick these characters, you get these dice assigned to them. And they are essentially the max number you can roll. So, for example,
Oh.
if you have a brain of D20, then you can roll 1 through 20. But if you have a brain of a D4, you can only roll 1 through 4, implying that your character is not very smart. And you can see that you'll be essentially assigning. Well, normally you assign one of these 6 die to each one of those stats. But because we're doing an archetype, your archetype already comes with what stats you're good at. So you can take a look through your stats to see what you are and aren't good at. So what do we have here? We have Teen Loner Weirdo.
I can tell Neil what his stats are real fast.
Yeah.
Neil, your stats are you have a D4 in fight.
You're not good at fighting.
You have a D10 in flight. You have a D6 in brains. Or sorry, D8 in brains. You have a D12 in brawn. You have a D20 in charm. That's great. And you have a D6 in grit.
If you ever have a question about what any of those stats particularly mean, I can walk through it for you.
Sure. I'm sure what is brawn again? Could you tell me? I erased it. D12?
D12.
All right, thank you.
All right. So let's look at our trope selections. Is the next thing it has here. So we already discussed our age. We're all teenagers. The next thing we're going to take are your strengths and your flaws. So if you want to reference the book, let me flip it.
Also, sidebar, noted for Neil. Do you have a +1 in your fight and brawn? Do we just mention
not
that?
said that yet.
For all teens, yeah.
Yeah, so teenagers by default have a +1 to their, fight and brawn?
Mm-hmm.
+1 in fight or flight. +1 in flight and +1 in charm, it looks like on the table.
Oh, you might be looking at the kid.
Oh, I am looking at the kid. And I'm also looking at the bully.
Why you bully? Why you bully?
I feel like that would be a disaster with Jeff and I.
Oh, boy.
we just get rolled over.
I'm sorry.
Note to self, if I ever play, I'm going to play a bully.
I'm just seeing the kid.
Bro.
I don't see the. Am I in the wrong file, perchance? Or is it in.
It might be farther down.
Oh, it might not be in that one.
Okay.
That's probably what's going on.
Okay. So where are my +1s?
Yours is in fight and brawn.
You're growing. We haven't.
Lads.
You don't have to be lads. But I was thinking about that. I was like, I don't know what your genders are yet, or if you identify with a gender. So we don't know now. But you're a growing human being. That's important. You also get the trait rebellious by defeat or by default.
By defeat.
By defeat.
We lost already. Shit.
Yeah, by default, since you are a teenager, you just got that rebellious gene in you.
And what does rebellious do again?
That's a great question. Add +3 to rolls when persuading or resisting persuasion from children. Add +3 to rolls when resisting persuasion from adults. Okay, so you're really good at persuading and not being persuaded by kids, and you're really good at resisting persuasion by adults. Because dad can't tell me what to do.
I'm a real teenager.
Yeah,
it's such great flavor. It's so
Dad,
good.
you can't tell me what to do.
So we're choosing strengths now.
Yeah. So we'll talk about strengths now. Neil.
Yes.
Do you have access to all the strengths, or I can walk through them for you?
I have the file here.
Do you have the deluxe edition open?
I have that as well.
Page 59 is the strengths in the deluxe edition.
While he's looking that up, we'll start with you, Jeff, because you're currently highlighted for me. Yeah, well, Jeff, do you know what strength that you want to have?
Obvi. I mean, it's obviously cool under pressure and easygoing, as is my laid back slacker way.
Okay. Under pressure.
And we get 3 adversity dice in the beginning, or 3 adversity in the beginning.
Yep.
When you feel comfortable, Neil, I can explain to you what adversity dice are.
Okay. I think I'm going to go with unassuming because that worked really well for Jeff last time.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to go with wealthy.
You're gonna be one with the penthouse suite now.
Which one did you go for?
The strengths. I went with cool under pressure and easygoing.
All right, cool. Gross. And let's see. I think gross and lucky, if that's.
I love
That's
it.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Also,
We're talking.
if you wanted to pick the same ones as one of us, you're more than welcome to. Do not feel the need to.
Or gross. Do you know what what specifically is gross about your character?
Because reading it a little bit earlier, there's gross bodily tricks. So whenever I get whenever we're in a particular situation, my stomach might grumble and I might produce a really, really nasty fart bubble. And a really that gets us out of tricky situations. If we're being tailed by some crazy adult or whomever,
I like how you immediately went to the utility of it and not just the fact that you do it.
No.
Are we able to say that you're able to do it on command, or is it only when pressured?
Let's do.
Is it a cool party trick?
Yeah, let's do on command.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awkward fart.exe.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's amazing.
I have extreme control of my bowels.
Got intestines of steel. Okay, cool. And then for the last one, do you know what you want your names to be?
Ooh.
Tell a joke, Jeff. Tell a joke. I know. It's horrifying.
Three non-alpha males walk into a bar at the same time because
I
no
can't
one
figure
wants
out
to
who
go
goes
first.
in first.
Yeah.
Do you know what you want? Do you know what you want to be gender identity wise, or do you have a picture in your head of what kind of character you are?
Oh, I'm just gonna lean into the Shaggy archetype here.
Okay.
Yeah, he is disheveled, almost. Just it's a really bad and scraggly goatee.
He's growing it out.
he is trying, but he's not being very good at it because he's a teenager.
Got some peach fuzz. Okay, cool.
Yeah, some peach fuzz.
Jackson. Oh, sorry.
I was say I'm assuming he wears a band T-shirt. That's about it.
All right, Jeff. What is your favorite 1950s band that you really jammed to?
We're in the 50s.
Oh, I guess we haven't technically set our period, but I'm imagining it's older. What's your favorite band, Jeff?
Oh,
my Righteous Brothers.
My favorite banjo. Did you say?
No, your favorite band.
Obviously the Banjo Brothers.
The Banjo Brothers. Okay.
He just uses a Banjo Brothers T-shirt.
They were Mumford & Sons before they were cool.
Yeah, it's got two banjos and an X shape, and the Battle of the Joes.
Oh my god.
It's not cool still this time.
Jackson, do you know what you want your character to be?
I'm gonna go. I'm a loner weirdo, so I'm gonna go with Finn. I'm gonna go with Finn Johnson. That's my character's name.
Finn Johnson?
Finn Johnson, Finn.
Oh, Finn. Okay, Finn Johnson.
Finn Johnson's really funny though. I'm thinking a a wealthy version of emo, like
From the 50s?
like trying to look like a beat up kid, but not doing a great job of it. Like long black hair, but it looks too neat.
Okay. I should also throw out there, yeah, we don't have to be like, whenever we said we don't have to actually like pay attention to the time. As long as we're not whipping out cell phones, we're fine.
Right.
Okay, cool.
So you're like a posh emo kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And Neil.
Go by my nickname.
This is so specifically we want whatever you're going to be referred to. So it could be a nickname, could be a first name.
Pillsbury is what I'm
Pillsbury?
going to be called. Because I'm a little chubby and people like to poke my belly. And you know, the gassiness is kind of a thing, and I might go hoo-hoo. I kind of imagine myself, you know, just a classic, like, just funny sidekick. I'm wearing jeans, chucks, a monotone t-shirt, and like kind of an overshirt, just short sleeve overshirt. That's my style right there.
Okay.
Jeff, what did you say your name was?
I was about to say, I didn't actually give him a name. I just described him.
What do you want your name to be?
Ooh. Sven.
Ben.
Sven.
We have a group of weird names. I love it. Pillsbury, Sven, and Finn.
Sven,
We came together.
Sven Coolens.
Coolens.
And that's K-U with an umlaut. It looks like Collins, but K-U.
I should ask, are you going to have a dialect this game? Do you
No.
think? Felt like you're really...
I've actually adjusted to this American lifestyle.
That's good. Well, you didn't necessarily have to be an immigrant. I just thinking about the name, like Sven. Okay, cool. And then
Sven. Everyone always expects him to.
you know that's not cool. It's not cool.
What's your last name, Finn? Sorry. What's your last name, Finn?
Oh, Finn Johnson.
Johnson.
All right, let's rename ourselves here.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I don't think they can see it in the video, but it's still fun to do it on ours.
I don't know how to do an umlaut in this, so yeah.
Can you change my name to? I'm sorry.
Master?
No, Dungeon Daddy.
Actually, let's make it two.
Thank you. It just really tickles me.
Perfect.
Yeah, keep that one in the video.
Pillsbury.
So the next thing we're going to do here, since we've established this, is we're going to talk about your relationships with each other. So we'll start with you, Pillsbury, since you're the newest one. So I want you to roll your D20 for me, and I want you to tell me if you're going to have a negative or a positive relationship with Finn.
Is that this one?
It should be the largest, most multi-sided.
Yes. Okay.
So you're gonna get 3 traits or 3 relationships like overall.
Okay.
Is that per character or is that? Let's just do a positive and a negative for both, since we have a couple more people. So.
That's 7.
And do you want this to be a positive relationship aspect with Finn or a negative one?
Let's do negative.
Okay.
Just get it out of the way.
For negative, so we're talking about Finn, the loner weirdo. What did you need to take from this character for their own good?
Jeez.
Physical, or is it something like?
Up in the air.
My pride?
Actually, I was gonna say something like that. Like I like he might have been like one of the cool kids, and like I took something from him to make him a lone weirdo. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little dark.
Oh no.
Did you like dress him down socially at some point?
Yeah, that's actually yeah.
Okay.
Like we had a fight, and then like I got really angry at him, and then I like really like took him down a peg in front of everybody at school.
What were you fighting about?
You know, he he broke my pet rock, and that's not cool.
Wow.
He took it and he threw it on the ground, and it shattered.
Finn!
And
Where's metal?
forgave him after that.
Feel ya. No, I feel ya.
My parents told me that was my responsibility.
Okay, so now for Jeff, can you roll a d20 again, and we're gonna pick a positive one for him.
Okay.
17.
I'm sorry, Sven. I refer to you as Sven now.
Go ahead.
For Pillsbury, what aspect of this character's personality do you try to use as a model for your own?
This is
this is Pillsbury
about Sven.
about you.
Okay.
Sven.
Okay. Ooh.
So Pillsbury, what aspect of Sven's personality do you model yourself?
In interview, I am the laid-back slacker.
Yeah, but you got a command of the English language so quickly. That is something that I definitely look up to. You try to come off as laid back slacker, but I know deep down there might be something else there. Because you got a command of that language so fast. I'm like,
what a killer vocabulary.
Yeah, killer. Yeah, he's got a killer vocab.
Okay, so do you try to model that yourself? Playing up?
I try to, when I make funny jokes, I try to, really use big and synonymical words.
I got you.
Now I got to use real good words in this one. So, damn.
Boom, got him.
Neil. Thanks, Neil.
Got him. Got him. All Finn did was destroy my pet rock. You had to set yourself up for
Okay, so we got Pillsbury. So Finn, you rock killer, you. What can you roll a d20 for me? And then do you want to? We'll do let's do Sven actually. We do positive or negative?
Negative.
Okay.
3.
Negative for Sven. What could make you betray this character?
I keep on inviting him over to hang out, but he keeps on not showing up, being a slacker.
So he's flaking on you.
He's flaking, yeah.
So
if he does it, he's done it a lot. If he does it a few more times.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if he flakes, if he flakes on you one more time,
I'm trying to listen to records with him, and he just won't come over, and it makes me feel really bad. Because being a loner weirdo, I trust my friends because I don't have that many people. But man,
I wrote down the relationship with Pillsbury and those two. Do I write down everyone's as well?
You don't have to.
Can, but you don't have to.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay.
Hi, Bella. Oh, she went up higher. You can't see it, but I've connected, or I've essentially left the top of the cat tree right here to the top of the shelf over there. So she's kind of
oh, nice.
There she is. Hi, baby.
Oh.
I know. Hanging out over there. Okay, cool. So and then with Neil, do you want to do a positive or negative relationship?
I'm going to do a positive one.
That sounds good. Yeah, we got some. Ooh, yeah. I got you. So roll a d20.
17.
No, we already got that one. Roll another one.
Oh, okay. 13.
Oh, this is nice. What about this character always makes you happy?
He always provides the jokes and gives me and always seems to be able to give me something if I'm missing something. But I betrayed it by breaking his bedrock.
So physically or emotionally does it give you things?
Both.
Okay, yeah. He's a provider.
Yeah. Because I don't trust a lot of people, but I trust these two.
Oh, Pillsbury.
He provides me with the necessary extrovertedness I need to my introvertedness.
When I'm an adult, I'll eventually forgive you. But when shit hits the fan, Is this explicit or no?
Go for it.
When
Yeah,
shit hits
oh,
the
yeah.
fan, yeah. I'm always cracking the jokes. I'm always
Provides. Okay. So, Sven, let's go to Finn. Do you want a positive or a negative trait? Sven, I can't
you cut
hear
out.
you. Sven!
You cut out.
Oh, hello? Better?
You're very faint.
Well, I can hear you faintly.
Nope, still
Same.
can't hear you.
Is it coming through your computer?
your microphone on your ear go.
Hello?
There you
it
go.
is.
Yeah, there we go. Now
How
we hear you.
did that work?
I have no
Magic.
idea.
Did it automatically switch? Did you try your carrot?
Hello?
I can hear
Better?
you.
Worse? Okay. Like you can hear it fine now?
Yeah.
Ah, so professional. Don't know how that happened.
Professional streamers.
Yep. I will roll that d20. It is a 16.
Do you want a positive or negative?
I'd like to go positive for both of them because I'm a positive person. That's what I said before.
What did you said it was a 16?
Correct.
For Finn, what would losing this character mean to you?
That was the same question as last time. This is perfect.
Oh, it's all coming full circle. To lose him would mean losing my first American friend.
Oh, cool.
Aww,
I like
that's
that.
so sweet.
We literally ran into each other in the hallway.
Yep.
I'm sorry,
And-
man. Sorry.
Oh man, don't worry. It's cool, man. It's cool. Everything's fine. We're all beatniks now.
Okay.
Oh.
And we will re-roll a 14 for Pillsbury. And
What is the bravest thing that you've seen Pillsbury do?
You mean Pillsbury Dough, right?
I thought about it. I didn't say it.
That's only
sorry,
on
I had
his.
to.
That's only on Pillsbury's payday. Is when he's Pillsbury Dough.
Don't call me that when you're really angry at me.
Pillsbury.
Doughboy.
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 The bravest thing I've seen Doughboy do. So one of the bullies was going on this tirade, like just giving such guff to the. Since I'm imagining, as part of like cliques, we're like the weird slacker group that is different than the nerds. Some group of bullies were going up to the nerds and were like beating up on them verbally and physically. And Pillsbury Doughboy just went over there, farted, cleared him out with gas. Bravest thing I've ever seen him do. Anyone ever do.
Hold on. Did we just establish that the gassy character is the alpha in our group?
Well,
Look, I don't believe in alphas and betas. I believe in a group brotherhood.
Yeah, we're all the same. We're all the same.
we're all on the same level here.
Yeah.
I like
Just-
it. I like it.
It's just one of you can fart.
On command.
On command.
He just went in the middle of that group and just let it go. Just diffuse the whole situation.
Just Beybladed that bad boy.
Yes.
Ring.
Let it rip. Okay. Thank you.
Lost Neil.
Cool. All right, so we've established your characters. See, that is the first thing. Let me just double check if there's anything else there. So the finishing touches, motivations, fears, your backpacks, your last name, and then trope-specific questions. So we'll do the motivations. Would be the next one. So what page is motivations on?
Oh, I think you just make them up.
Oh, you just make them up?
I think
Cool.
the motivations you just make up. I think that the fears are more concrete.
Then
Oh, no,
what drives you?
The flaws are more concrete, not the fears.
Okay. What motivates me?
Yeah. It could be like really stupid or it could be something really philosophical.
So, the reason why Sven is so flaky with Finn is because he's looking to find a pet rock that Finn can give Pillsbury. That's why he's so flaky.
Though.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Current motivation is to find the perfect pet rock. The perfect pet rock.
I'm currently thinking like gold or some sort of precious metal as a pet rock would be pretty cool, but I don't know.
Okay. Finn, what motivates you?
I think my motivation is I'm not there for all people because I'm a loner, but I have to be there for my friends.
Okay. Being there for your friends. And finally, Pillsbury. What motivates you?
I love humor so much that, you know, I try to kind of help it define who I am, because I feel like humor can bring people together. And if, you know, I can be funny.
We also lack that as characters.
Yeah. So like using humor to not only like be the funny one, to like be funny, but also like it can be used as like a glue to help keep the group together, because humor really does, you know, I think it like keeps the world going. Like, you know, you need to laugh at weird times. You need to laugh when things are it's sad, when things are like, you know, heightened. You know, I love laughter. And that's just something that I feel like that I can always like, I can bring to the group. And that's something that is kind of lacking in the group, but also I feel like it helps us stay together.
Okay, so your idea is that laughter is the best medicine, and you will be a doctor.
Exactly. Just call me
Dr.
Happy
Laughter.
Jack. Doctor, I have been watching Hannibal, so like
Call him Dr. Doe.
Dr. No MD.
is that a good motivation just in general? This is me asking.
Yeah,
Pillsbury MD.
I mean, compared in depth and complexity to Sven.
Looking for a rock. I just want to keep the world going with humor.
Yeah,
And
there doesn't need to be like any level. Like, you're not expected to do anything. It's just whatever you think of.
I feel like that definitely is flavorful. Like Sven just like, I just want to find a rock, bro. Just find a rock for him.
Like you're always on.
Well,
the
that's
search
your
for
highest aspiration.
Yeah, that's about as high as it gets.
There's a peak.
It's just finding a rock, and then I find that, and then I find something else eventually, man.
You'll get there.
Life's about the journey.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do flaws now. Okay, and that would be page 61, which would be right behind. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about flaws. Does anyone have an idea of a flaw that they want? If not, I will pick one of you, and then I will ask you.
I have been clumsy the past couple times.
Okay.
But clumsy's so good.
Do you want to do clumsy or something else?
Yeah, clumsy. Let's do it.
Okay, you're clumsy again. Clumsy.
It's so funny.
We're picking 2 flaws. Is that correct?
I think. I don't know.
I believe it's 2 flaws.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it says remember you start the game with 2 flaws.
There it is. Hey, you got the book too.
Ew.
Yeah. So Sven, what's your second flaw?
Ooh. He's a little superstitious.
I love it. Superstitious. And while we're working through the other people's flaws, think about what superstition means to you. Like, what are some of your what makes you superstitious? Is it black cats? Is it mirrors? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Pillsbury. Let's do 2 of your flaws.
I like blunt.
Okay.
I'm between insecure and neurotic.
Ooh, Neil, I think we lost you there for a second.
Oh, I said I'm in between insecure and neurotic. Ooh, no, wait. No. Restless.
Restless. Okay. Hates to stick around. Gotta go.
Unlike Doe. Boom.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Finn, what are your 2 flaws?
I'm gonna go with gloomy.
Oh. Yeah. That's a good one. You can tell by the reaction. That's a good one.
And I'm gonna go with
Gloomy.
self-pitying.
It's great.
I am
Perfect.
really digging deep into this character.
What a downer.
I know.
He's going through some hard times.
I need to
I
plug in. I
really-
need to plug in my
I really-
computer. I'll be back in a second.
Right.
Okay.
I gave you so much shit for that rock. Like,
You really, yeah. Dang,
I
man.
destroyed him.
Really ruined this whole man's career.
Oh my.
He'll be fine eventually. What are your
Yeah.
2, Sven? I just want to.
I'm clumsy and superstitious. Superstitious about what? We'll find out when I think of it.
Cool. Okay. So we have all of those. And then I think that's all the character stuff. Do we want to go over? Is there anything specifically that you start off with in your backpacks? Your backpacks.
Quick,
I
Neil,
have-
you had this answer.
I have a Swiss Army knife,
Okay.
but it only has a couple of attachments. Like it's like a really rinky-dink. Actually, no. I have a really nice one because I am wealthy.
Okay. Yeah. So you got a dope ass.
Yeah. Dope ass Swiss Army
knife. Pillsbury, what's something that you think that you have in your pack?
I've always got a snack pack. I've always got a sandwich and trail mix and like a bottle of water.
I love it. Always brings us snacks.
That's amazing.
Gotta stay gassy.
Sven,
I have a backpack.
that's what your back. It's a backpack.
I have a backpack. I imagine it's like some pocket change, like spending money.
Okay.
That's about, yeah.
Yeah.
just-
If we don't want anything now, we can figure it out.
yeah.
later.
I mean, and I think he just has his backpack. It's empty
Cool.
because
One of those claw arms, so you don't actually have to get up from your chair.
yes, I'll let you take a claw arm. one claw arm, please.
Sure. It sticks out of your pack because it's so big.
Or
Or do you have it like roped onto the back of it?
Yeah, it's actually he got it from a medical supply store because he heard he talked to an older person who had one. Oh, where'd you get that? Went over to the medical supply store and just got one.
I use it to get the mail sometimes. I'm not even kidding.
I'm not above it.
This is like early in the coronavirus. I was like, I don't want to touch it, so I'm gonna use that and then spray it, and then like literally, I was just
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, you got it right. I use my keys now to press elevator buttons because I have to go into work. Yeah, just like doot doot doot. Same thing with door handles. I either like pull the sleeve up or I like use my water bottle or something I'm holding, like press it down and then push open. Ugh. Okay, cool. So let's start talking about the town that we're in as I flip to the town questions. So the first thing is we need to figure out where we're located at. So where do you guys want to have your town at?
Neil, I think this is your question.
Yeah,
Neil, where's
Start
this
us
town
off
at?
strong.
yeah. By the way, Coolsville's already been taken. It's in Pennsylvania.
literally.
Yeah, so the idea behind this is it needs to be populated, but it's not like a major city anything. This needs to be like essentially almost on the brink of wilderness, but it could be anywhere in the United States. Because there always needs to be an element of unknown in the town. Like not big, small enough so everybody knows each other, but big enough to where like maybe there's a secret conspiracy going on. We don't know.
Do I have to have am I doing just a city or a city and a state?
So we'll just pick the state right now, and then we'll come up with the name after we figure out where we're putting it. But yeah, if you want to do a city, like a name too, I'm down.
Wolftrapp.
Okay.
How does that sound?
That sounds good. Where do you want to? Where's Wolf?
Wolftrapp?
Yeah.
Wolf
Where's
I
Trap.
love that.
where is it at state-wise?
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
So that's why my family came here. Makes sense now.
The accent was just.
Ah.
I'm here to trap wolf, man. Cool. So we're gonna be in is it page 5? Okay. So our adventure takes place in the town of Wolftrapp with 2 P's,
good.
in the state of Minnesota. What's the industry in our location? So what's our town's industry best known for? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The industry our location is best known for. There it is. It's worded better.
So we're named after our namesake right there. Like we create, traps for animals for the United States. That's kind of how we got our name. Our main industry is creating traps for
It's like
small
hunting supplies.
hunting supplies.
You're trappers. Okay.
Yeah,
Trappers, yeah.
that's cool.
Animal trapping. What is your town famous for?
We we say that we did catch the Sasquatch.
That's amazing.
Hot Sasquatch.
Ready.
Gotcha. See, caught Sasquatch. What's your town infamous for?
Losing
Sorry?
Sasquatch.
Question?
What is your town infamous
Displacing
for,
Sasquatch.
as opposed to being famous for?
Oh, okay. Oh boy. I mean, yeah. So like, I'm kind of thinking it's like, yeah, we're famous for catching. Ooh, oh boy.
We can't catch anything else.
No.
Especially not wolves. Ironic name.
It's like Greenland.
We have the highest volume of wolves in any other. That's it. Yeah, we have the highest volume of wolf in the United States.
I love it. An incredibly high volume of wolves. Okay, write that on down.
Visitors from out of town thinks, oh, everyone has like a lot of huskies around here. Yes, they're huskies.
Yeah,
yes.
they're nice.
Don't
like the
talk
people
to
in the
them.
town
Come
have
here,
gotten so
out-of-towner.
acclimated to them that they almost treat them like pets because there's so many of them.
Oh,
Anyone from out of town is like, what the hell's going on?
I can't remember which Eastern country this is, but it's like the deers. I think in Japan. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I think so, yeah.
I know what
There's
you're
like
talking
deer
about.
parks. Yeah.
Yeah, where they literally just, and the deers like bow to you.
Yeah,
So now we
yeah.
have a bunch of wolves kind of bow to you.
You used to have
Okay.
cans of dog food ready to go.
Right. Pillsbury. How's your town doing economically?
We we have like maybe 2 or 3 wealthy families in town, one of them being Finn Johnson's. So like we're really supported based on their like money. So like we're not doing super great. Like a lot of our mom and pop shops are kind of suffering. There's talks about bringing in like a like a Walmart type store because like we are not like
Bass Pro Shop.
like one of those. Like we're kind of on the decline since like we used a lot of our infamy or our fame from Sasquatch, so that brought a lot of tourism. But nowadays people are like like they're just not as impressed by that anymore. So like we're kind of on the decline from our tourism. We stopped using wolves as food as much because they're our family now.
Wolves are friends, not food.
Yeah. So now we don't eat our friends as much anymore.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thank you. Friends, not food. Okay. I'm gonna put stagnant. It sounds like.
That's good. Yeah.
What is a notable local organization that exists in your town? By the way, we didn't officially say this, but I like the idea of asking, like, just making one person make the town.
Yeah, I actually do. I actually like that as well. It's making me have to react to it.
Yeah. So, Pillsbury, what's a local organization in your town? Can be real, can be fake.
I mean, so am I like, I just to like understand this, like, am I like allowed to use kind of a previous answer to supplement this answer, or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so like,
Yeah.
you know, like the Squatches, like they believe in like an all-knowing Sasquatch god, and that's who they pray to, and that's, you know.
Would you describe them more as a religion or a cult? Are they like Christianity or Scientology?
They're a cult. They're
They're-
definitely
Easy.
they're, they're a cult.
They,
Where do
they
they-
pray to the eternal God Squatch.
Yep.
Where do they reside at in the town?
So primarily they, you know, go to the outskirts of like the woods, where they can have their rituals. And you know, they always have like a bonfire. They've got some sort of blood that's there, be it real, be it fake. And they've always got like maybe like wizardry, like just the I don't
You
know.
want robes?
Robes, thank you. Yeah.
Okay. I love. So first off, I'm writing down ritual grounds.
Yep.
They have ritual grounds somewhere, and then also I love the idea of cultists using fake blood. Just like they go to the local like theater shop, and they're like, "Hey man,
This doesn't taste real, Jeffrey."
They're the only reason why that shop's still alive.
there's not a lot of theater." in
They've
Wolftrapp.
catered to them at this point.
Yeah. Gotcha.
What's the name of the cult?
I have the Squatches.
The
Yeah.
Squatches, yeah.
I was thinking the Squatches, yeah.
Is it S''QUATCHES? Yeah.
Yes.
Squatches. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
The Squatches.
These Squatches.
The Squatches. Okay. And then Pillsbury, what's a notable local landmark that you have? So ideally something like natural or historic.
Sure. So I'd say like just a giant one big bear trap.
Okay.
They got the Guinness World Record. So like they have it like on display.
Yeah, and it's in the middle of the town. It's the world's biggest. Like, and there could be like, you know, some mystery behind it. Was it the first one, you know, that was ever made? Because like maybe back at that time, like they were fighting off animals that were so big that they couldn't handle, or there was something that was created and just put. Yeah, I don't know. That's just.
Is it made out of? It's made out of like stone or wood, and it's like the caveman used a bear trap.
We didn't build it. We found it.
This is why we called it Wolftrapp. We settled around it.
We found it here. Like,
It's what kept us safe this whole time.
yeah, we sacrifice to it every now and again.
It's what we tell the kids to keep them in line. We don't actually sacrifice anybody.
No.
Like,
But if you don't do your homework, we're gonna sacrifice you to the trap.
no, it's our version of the boogeyman. I was like,
Yeah.
don't mess with that.
You know that giant bear hasn't been here for centuries, but
If you don't do
All right,
the
you hear that
laundry,
roar
he's gonna
outside?
come back.
Yeah.
yeah, he'll be back right away.
Right, and then the last question I have here is, what is your school's sports team called?
Ooh.
Do it, Neil.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it, Neil.
Do it.
His Dances with Wolves.
Yes. Yes.
Is that what you guys were hoping for?
Or they were hoping for wolves, I think, but I love that the dancing wolves.
Dance.
That was based off the movie.
very popular film. Okay.
That's come out for 30 more years, but yeah.
Oh, are we?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, it's official. They've heard rumors about it. They just love the
Canon.
idea.
It was.
Canon now.
That's
It
where
was-
they got the movie idea from.
Right.
It's been in
Oh my
development
gosh.
hell. It's been in development hell for 30 years, and that's why. Yeah.
Oh,
Dancing
God.
wolves, dancing dances with wolves.
Someone's just there, like, oh my god, I get it.
We can work this. We can work this. Okay, cool. So Finn, what is a rumor that you've heard about Wolftrapp? And again, to give an idea of what rumors could be about the town, I may or may not use them. They could be just flavor. They could be something very specific. Examples of like, I heard that Mr. Salisbury is cheating on the principal. Or it could be something like, all rocks on the lake bounce an additional time. I don't know.
I've got one.
Okay.
Even though we're surrounded by a bunch of forest and areas that would be very conducive for wolves to live, and they travel, like they'll go down the street, they'll be in the town. We have a large park kind of on the corner of the town that wolves refuse to go in, and the rumor is that the wolves don't go in it because it's haunted.
And they can sense the spirits.
And they can sense it. And that's our thought of why they don't go in.
Cool. Wolves don't go in the park because it's haunted.
They will go anywhere else in the town.
Sven, what's a rumor that you've heard about Wolftrapp?
So along that lines of the park being haunted, it's haunted by the spirit of the ghost bear that was caught in that trap, and it prowls those grounds. And Sasquatch is the harbinger of its rebirth.
Can I add a small detail to that?
Yes, you may add a small detail.
To support the fact that we think it is the ghost bear, at our monument of the largest bear trap, it is rumored that on full moons you can see what looks like blood on the trap.
Okay. Pillsbury, what's a rumor that you've heard about Wolftrapp?
It's dope.
Oh, sorry.
Pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
You good?
Oh boy.
I have been grilling you for a while.
Yeah. Fuck. Let's see.
What's a rumor you heard about this small town?
Oh yeah, rumors. Okay. Every 10 years, there is in fact a ritual sacrifice. Every 10 years, someone in the town does in fact disappear. It may be like due to college, it may be just due to a job out of town or like a family relocating. But the story and the rumors is that they get sacrificed to the ghost bear.
Okay.
Is it by the Squatches?
Those squatches.
So there's always a legitimate reason why the person disappears, but the rumor is that the legitimate reason is not the actual reason.
Yeah, like it could be. Yeah, exactly. I like.
There's some vast
Really cool.
network of squatch conspiracy going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay.
Of Squatch chapters.
You got a job in Lexington.
Squatchters.
Squatch.
They just left for
Contact
Lexington.
him. Facebook doesn't exist yet.
Yeah, how are we going to verify it?
Yeah.
Certainly not Twitter.
Or we're going to verify it, more like it.
Uh,
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
yeah, I was going to say,
See you
Pillsbury
later.
makes a joke, so I don't know what to say about good one, Sven. That's good.
No character development.
All right, so we've got all that set up. have we talked about? Yeah. Okay. So we're the next part of the process is how we all know each other, I believe. So let me flip through here. Yeah. So we'll set the last part of this process is we'll figure out how we all know each other, and then we'll take a short break, and I'll figure out what our game's going to be.
Nothing to do with a ghost bear. Fair enough. All right, cool.
Yeah. Turns out, you know what? Fuck player input. I hate this ghost bear idea. I'm gonna scrap it.
Just throw it out. Just
Yeah.
throw it out.
Rumor
Start fresh.
schmoomer, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Throwing my facts here.
Okay. Cool.
So we established that Sven and I are friends, accidental friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
we've been slowly hanging out more and more, even though at this point it's hit like a peak, and now he's starting to not see me again.
Right.
I should also throw out here, particularly for Pillsbury, you don't have to know either of these people if you don't want to. I think the assumption here, since we're putting us all as teenagers, is you're probably going to the same school. But outside of that, you don't have to know each other if you don't want to.
Well, I think I think like our moment of friendship was after I dissipated the group of bullies versus nerds, and like that's when Sven and Finn approached me, because like they kind of like, you know, I'm the class clown, but like, you know, no one really wanted to be friends with a class clown.
But he could easily be one of us. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you know, and then like, you know, like maybe like
Who
before,
is
yeah,
that
like,
flatulent man?
yeah. Who's that flatulent, funny philanderer over there?
Come here, my doughboy.
Yeah. Like I like, you know, I've always like I'm colleagues, and I guess like, you know, with a lot of people, but like never like really close with a group. You
Okay.
know, I've been kind of floating around my like.
You were a social butterfly.
Yeah. Oh God.
But you found a home.
Yeah.
With a laid back slacker and a loner weirdo.
Yeah. Someone I can be the funniest in.
We just laugh at your jokes, man.
Yeah.
Just laugh at your jokes.
So yeah,
Okay, cool.
after the incidents of the bullies versus nerds, and I saved the nerds, maybe yeah, that's when we became friends.
Okay, cool. So just to recap here for everybody, we've got Finn Johnson, the loner weirdo. We've got Pillsbury, the teen sidekick, and we've got Sven Coolins.
Those two U's need umlauts, but yeah.
You really just want to have every game you play have the word cool in it.
That was actually what happened with that one. I'm like,
It's subconscious.
Yes.
Well, cool. I think then we'll go to break unless you have anything else. Are we good to go?
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you all. We'll be back very shortly.